Okay, welcome to our self-love mini retreat. We just finished up checking in. The women who are here live with me, thank you. Just sharing where we're coming in from, what self-love means to us, self-compassion. And today is going to be a lot on just little tips and tricks and a practice in self-compassion and self-love. Nourish ourselves, let it ripple out from there. So let's begin with some transformational breath work. If you've been here with me before, this is not new to you. And if you haven't, you can just watch the video. But we're going to do Bastrika breath work. We're going to do 3 rounds, and then we're going to do a hum. So breath work is really fabulous because this one in particular, it clears out your sinuses. So like grab a towel because you're going to spew snot. It balances the right and left hemispheres of your brain. It brings you from analytical mind, like that constant kind of where anxiety comes from, of always thinking of how to do things, into limbic brain, your creative brain. And also it's a great ego practice because you don't look cute during it. So you get to practice gifting yourself what feels the best, prioritizing that above how you look. And I will demonstrate that for you so that you definitely don't feel silly. So again, nobody can see you, just go for it. Bastrika breath is powerful inhales and powerful exhales through the nose. So if you've never done it before, practice with your hand on your belly. And so on the inhale, the belly goes out, and on the exhale, it goes in, and it looks like this. And you'll notice the main movement is coming from the belly, not the chest. So if you're inhaling and exhaling out of the chest, that is hyperventilating. That doesn't feel so good. And if you're inhaling and exhaling out of the belly, that's the appropriate breath. Another benefit of this is that we are meant to be breathing through our nose, our throat, our chest, and our belly, all through the diaphragm. That's why you see babies' bellies rise and fall. But when anxiety comes in, we tense here, and then we tense here, and then we tense here, and then we tense here. And most people are walking around with this very shallow breath. And by physically opening up space in your breathing chamber, you open up and release tension and anxiety in the body. So it's super powerful, and it's normal to feel uncomfortable as you're opening that space. 3 rounds, 35 seconds, and begin. Make that stank face like Bay Area hip hop. Really go for it. Inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in. Inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in. Already over halfway there. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale completely. Inhale all the way to the top and find a retention. Hold here, bring the chin down, and then squeeze your pelvic floor in. Slow, easy exhale. Second round, take the hands. You can either do this again, especially if you're new. Otherwise, we'll work into Bastrika twist. So you can either twist to the right to begin or the left. I'm going to twist left because yesterday I did right. So if you do a daily practice, I would recommend switching it up. But basically, elbows are in line with the shoulders. Head stays forward as a capital T. And then all of the twists come from the thoracic spine and the torso, so that you're really opening up and bringing energy into this energy center chakra of your body, Manipura. So it's going to look like this. All right, let's begin. Remember, inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in. Inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in. Really awesome. Awesome, Linny. Awesome, Kisila. Lena, going for it, sister. Yes, Leah, good. Honor where you're at, only at a speed where you're keeping the belly and the breath connected. Final 10 seconds, really go for it. And take a final exhale. Inhale all the way to the top and find inhale retention. Squeeze the pelvic floor in, basically doing a Kegel. And then bring the chin down. It's almost as if you're putting two corks on the bottom and top of your body so that all of this prana, this oxygen, this energy stays in your mid-torso, opening up space. And easy, slow exhale. Final set, you can either do the opposite side, if that feels good, or just to teach and show you guys a third option of a breathwork you can bring into your daily life. This is a Bhastrika with the arms up. So it looks like, again, always inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in. All right. This one's going to be 40 seconds instead of 35. And then we're going to do about a 40-second inhale retention. And you're going to be super supported by breath to let this happen. Ready and begin. I know it's uncomfortable. Keep pushing, keep breathing. You guys can do this. Keep pushing, keep creating that space. Really push your belly out on the inhale and really pull it in on the exhale. If you start to get dizzy, bring it back, go slower. If you feel you have extra fire, go faster. Keep going. You only have 10 seconds left. Go for it. Final 10. Fullest expression yet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale completely. Inhale all the way to the top. Bring the chin down and hold. Squeeze also that little Kegel as if you're trying not to pee. Dedicate all this energy, this swirlingness inside of you. It's like your soul, your life force, your power waking up. Be like, yes, I'm compassionate with myself. Yes, I'm worthy. Yes, I love myself. Yes, I may not be ascended Buddha, but nobody is. That's not why we're here. I'm just here to practice and I'm enough right now. And then slow exhale. So good. Love that. I would love to hear just from you guys in the chat. Will you write what that's like for you, what you think of the breath work? Especially Jennifer and Leah, I'm interested to hear from you because you've never done it with me before. So I'd love to know, like, have you done it before? What did you think of it? And then we will move on after you guys do a little share. So again, this practice is so important because self-love is just self-compassion. And a really easy way to do that is to get present. And a really easy way to get present and out of your head and all your judgments is to come back to your breath. Surefire. Kirsten says, love it. My anxiety has been reduced since I started doing this. Yeah, me too, girl. And when you guys have time, Leah and Jennifer, just write in the comments what you guys thought. We can move forward from here. Let's move into a physical practice. All right, also, Kisilla said, so helpful for my chronic headaches, always. Lindsay says, hello, euphoria. Yeah, so good. Leah says, I love these breathing exercises. I've been practicing this with Lindsay and it helps in so many ways, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Yeah, girl, same. Same, same, same. Lena says super grounding and energizing. All right, let's move on to our physical practice. So I put a playlist in the chat if you want to follow along with it from home. And also for those of you who are listening on YouTube later, I'm putting it in the details of this video. So can start the playlist on.
Mandolin, which playlist is it? Sorry.
15-minute Lotus class.
Thank you.
You can start it with Sugar Ross. And let's begin in a child's pose. Toes touch, knees open nice and wide. And begin to ground into your mat. And what I mean by that is begin to take your awareness from anything that's outside of what you're doing right now, and just imagine cutting all those cords. Our brain is such an amazing tool, and we get to use it as a tool to work for us instead of us getting lost in that movie. So right now, literally envision any thoughts that are around cut, 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 cut. Notice the fibers of your mat. Notice if your body feels tired or open or tense. Notice the freedom of being here now. And just give yourself a little gratitude for showing up to your mat to invest in the most important relationship you will ever have in your life. That relationship with yourself. And as you move through this practice today, know that it is sacred and divine to infuse yourself with compassion, which is maybe even a better word than love, compassion. That is universal energy, that is high vibrating, that is awake. And as you nourish yourself today, just know I'm nourishing myself with compassion, and I give from an empty cup. I am no longer giving from an empty cup. It is the most important way you can be of service to others in your life, your career, your children, your partners. This is your most important practice in your life. And I'm so grateful to be here and support you. Bring yourself up to a tabletop position, shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, and take some side to side motions. We don't do this one as much. And it's really healthy for the hips, especially in yoga. We are always forward folding. So it's very healthy to start to bring a side to side rotation into your life. Nice. Now identify the right leg and start to do some circles back and down as if you're a puppy peeing on a fire hydrant. We get into that largest joint, your hip. Now reverse direction if you haven't already. Really great also for your glutes, which is fabulous if you're hypermobile or you run anxious. Bring the right leg down and then begin the same with the left. Rotate back and over. This is your sacral chakra, the center of creativity, sensuality, especially if you're a woman, female empowerment. Reverse the direction if you haven't already. And also we hold a lot of emotion here because it's directly connected to your heart chakra. Begin to open and create flow. Beautiful. Come back through to a neutral position and bring the left palm forward and the right leg. Inhale here. Exhale, crunch it in, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, and exhale, crunch it in. Beautiful. Bring the left palm down and extend the right leg long. Inhale the right arm up and overhead. And then as you exhale, lift the right leg. Deep breath in, exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend, exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend, exhale, crunch. Come back down through to tabletop and inhale, cow pose. Exhale, curl, tuck and round, cat pose. Beautiful. Opposite side this time. Right palm open, left leg back. Inhale here. Exhale, pull in for a crunch. And when the inhale is extended, instead of the belly dipping down, be very aware to keep everything up. Mine doesn't look it because of my shirt, but big breath in. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. And then on your next inhale, extend it open to that modified side plank. Lift the extended leg up high, reach the left arm overhead, deep breath in. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. And then exhale, bring it down. Beautiful. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, curl, tuck and round, cat pose. And then tuck your toes and find a downward facing dog. Send the hips straight to the sky. Pedal. Spread your fingers very wide and press through the thumb and forefinger so that the weight is out of your heels. You're almost lifting the heels of your hands rather. And then inhale, come up tippy toes. Exhale, both heels to the left. Get a nice IT band stretch there. Inhale, heels high, and exhale, heels to the right. Beautiful. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, hover the shins. Inhale, tippy toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. If your heels don't touch the ground, don't worry about it. Big breath in. Exhale, walk the palms back towards the feet for a ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows, and then the bottom half of your body is a mountain. Visualize roots growing out of your feet, and you're solid. And the top half of your body, as you hinge from the hips, is a waterfall. So you spill and move the upper body, but this lower body isn't moving with it. The lower body is still, and the upper body is fluid. We create this power of opposites in our body. It's the same way we create balance in life. Vision any tension that's on your spine melting down your spinal column, right? Imagine your chakras, those who have you worked with me, any blocks in there just kind of melting down your spinal column, and then release your fingertips. Let anything that you don't need right now melt onto the mat and leave it there. Then toe heel your feet together to touch. And inhale up, vertebrae upon vertebrae, until your head and neck are the last things to rise. Awesome. Inhale the arms high, Samasthiti. And exhale, palms to the heart center. Close your eyes. I have compassion for myself. I'm getting better at it every day. I don't need to be perfect. I'm already enough, and that's the whole lesson. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, arms high, Tadasana, mountain pose. And then exhale, take a little back bend, cactus through the arms. Inhale, arms high, Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Bring your palms to your shins. And then as you exhale, plant the palms and lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Come to the tops of your toes. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog. Drop the left hip and look right. Drop the right hip and look left. Come back through center. Press your hips to the sky. Practice rolling over your toes at the very end. Deep breath in. Lion's breath, open mouth, exhale. I'm going to cue you through flowing that exact sequence 2 more times. You can watch me, but try to tune in just to the words in your breath. Every inhale follows a movement. Every exhale follows a movement. That is vinyasa, moving meditation. Deep inhale here. Exhale, gaze forward, step or float your feet to touch top of the mat. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms high, Tadasana. Exhale, back bend, cactus the elbows. Fill your lungs. Inhale, arms high. Just let it go. Exhale, fold forward. We practice filling up and releasing. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and lower halfway, Chaturanga. Come to the tops of your toes and inhale, upward facing dog. Hike your hips to the sky and roll over the toes at the end, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Deep inhale. Feel the lift, gaze forward, step or float to the top of your mat. Fill your lungs till you can't inhale anymore, halfway lift. Exhale every last drop as you fold. Press down as you rise up, arms high, Tadasana. Crack your heart open, exhale, bring it back. Inhale, fill up, fill up, fill up, arms high. Exhale, let it go, let it go, let it go, and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. Once you make it here, take a big breath in. Take a big breath out. Big breath in. Exhale, gaze forward, step or float, feet to touch, top of the mat. Have a seat in a chair and inhale, arms high. Now bring your awareness to your feet. Is your weight in your heels or your toes? You want to rock the weight back into your heels and then sit nice and low. If you have shoulder injury, the arms come straight forward. Otherwise, work on bringing them up. Now identify the right palm, swing it underneath the left, hooking at elbows and wrists. And notice how the left elbow kind of hunks up. You want to work on bringing that down and then take some big circles as we open into the shoulders, the neck, the thoracic spine. Come back through center, sit nice and low. Ground into that left foot, inhale the right leg up. Either touch the ground like a kickstand, or if you want to move forward, let it hover. One day, full expression, full bind, right leg laps behind the left. Encourage your knees to the right and your elbows to the left. One day your knees, belly button, elbow are all one straight line. Sit up taller in the spine and sit lower in the legs. Nice. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Keep your arms as they are, right leg high. And then as you exhale, begin to come forward for a bound airplane, right leg high. Lift the elbows away from the chest. Keep lifting and breathing. Lifting and breathing. Just for 3, 2, 1, and step it back into a warrior 2. So the right leg intersects with the front left leg. Beautiful. And take a couple of more twists here. Beautiful. Inhale your arms up high and exhale, sit low into that warrior 2. We're going to be here for a little bit today. This posture turns on every part of your body. So first look down at your feet. Is the left knee caving in over the left toe? So just take your fingers and little micro adjust. Whoop, open it up. Now did your hip go back like mine just did? Whoop, pull it down. Tuck the tailbone in. Press into the back knife edge of your foot and sit low. Spine is high, shoulders over the hips. Arms released. And then flip the palms up for a tiger variation. Middle finger touches the thumb. As we 1, turn on the triceps, and 2, feel into our connection with the whole, right? That's what we do here. Whether you call that love, your soul, your center, God, universe, source, whatever. And take a little front and back, maybe to the beat. Nice. Straighten the left leg. Bring the right foot in a little bit for a triangle variation. Now bump the right hip back. And then tick-tock, left palm down. Nice. Imagine you're being pressed like a flower in a book between 2 books here. So you're tucking the left hip under a lot, opening the right hip. This is so good for hip health, which again, hips hold a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of cortisol, which is released when we have bad thoughts for ourselves. So it's so important to release and open our creative channel. Big breath in, big exhale here. Nice. Inhale, open it up, star pose, toes in, heels out. And exhale, sit low, either sumo squat or goddess pose. Bring the palms to your knees and drop that right shoulder, lift left. And then find an opposite twist. Nice. Bring the palms up. And if this is a lot, you can pull the knees in a little. Lift the right heel and sit low. Drop the right heel down, stay where you are. Inhale the left heel high. Sit even lower, you can do it. Drop the left heel down, get low as you can. Woo! For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You can do anything for 5. Get lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, burst open, star. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front of the mat. Deep breath in, reverse warrior, left arm high. Deep exhale, circle your palms to the mat. Either Ekapada Chaturanga, keeping the left leg lifted, or traditional as you lower halfway. Deep inhale, upward facing dog. Deep exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, exhale, lion's breath. You guys can do this. Full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Seal the lips, inhale. Keep the lips sealed. Ujjayi exhale as you step or float feet to touch top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sink the hips really far back and inhale, arms high. So you want to imagine if you have a wall, you can even play with it. Your balance is so off that you're like, you could literally be just sitting against a wall like this. So that you're like, dang, I've really got this. And your weight needs to be in the heels in order not to fall for this. This means that we're turning and firing on your glutes, which is a huge powerhouse, instead of the quads. So if you come forward, you'll notice quads firing. Bring it back, and the glutes fire. Awesome. Identify the left palm this time. Bring it down and around, hooking at elbows and wrists. Bring that right shoulder down if it flared up. And then just start to take some circles. Now you'll notice that on the first round, I kept my legs together, and on this round they're apart. It doesn't matter, just do what feels better in your body. Come back through to center, bring that right or left leg up rather, bring it over, touch the ground, hover, or maybe go for that full bind. Bring those knees left and elbows right. Sit up taller in your spine, sit lower. Squeeze your thighs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your lymph nodes under your armpits and at your hips. Nice, inhale up, one-legged Tadasana. Woo. And exhale, bring it back. Airplane arms, eagle arms. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Breathe here. This is all the good cardio of a sprint without any of that pain or pressure on your joints of a run. And then slowly step it back into warrior two with airplane arms. So right foot's pointed forward, left foot's at a 90-degree angle, and this front right heel would intersect with the last step arch. Arms are still bound. And then let's open things up. Nice, come back through center, inhale, arms high, and exhale into that warrior two. Same thing, we're just gonna stay here a while. So now visualize the nice edges of your feet, which are these outside edges. Press into the nice edges so much that it's like you're ripping the mat in two, because this front leg's ripping it this way, the back leg's ripping it that way. Now bring your palms to your pelvis, tuck the tailbone under, and that tuck is what keeps it together. Now sit lower. Beautiful, flip the palms up, tiger variation. Beautiful. Perhaps bring your gaze forward over that middle finger, and your drishti, come back to your intention, compassion for self, love for self, knowing that it is the most selfless service you can actually do for the whole planet, as well as yourself. Beautiful, straighten the right leg, pop the left foot in just a little bit, hands on the hips, tuck the left hip back so that you're rotating from the hips and come down for a triangle. This time the right hip tucks under, the left hip opens. Right shoulder tucks under, left shoulder opens. So good, because again, we do mostly forward and back with our joints here. That's why it's so uncomfortable and so needed, opening up side to side in the hips and the spine and the shoulders. Really important for your longevity, which is something that is definitely important in your self-love. Awesome, inhale, open star pose, heels in, toes out. And then prasarita this time, pigeon toe the feet and lower down. You can stay here. This is a cooling posture, an opportunity to rest. We will be slowing down after this. So if you want to take an inversion with me, you can bring your mat against a wall. I'm going to cue us with a headstand. And if you want to practice crow or handstand or anything else you're working on at home, go ahead and move into that now, because we have about a minute here to play. So for me cueing you, headstand's newer for you, tripod. Bring yourself against the wall, so you just take any guesswork out. And then the hand comes to the forehead, and the middle finger is the top. This is exactly what you want down on the mat. And then imagine once you do go on the mat, this is the top of a triangle, and the two sides are your hands, and then the elbows are your strength, your structure. So the head goes down, palms back, elbows up. First practice just kind of lifting the back toes, and then maybe one day practice bringing the triceps and the knees to touch. Then one day you can practice going up. About another 10 seconds wherever you're at, and then meet me in downward facing dog. Inversion's so good for getting your heart over your head. It regulates blood flow, it regulates your central nervous system, it regulates sleep patterns, it naturally fights depression. It's just so good. So meet in down dog if you're not already there. Big breath in. Lion's breath, stick the tongue out. Gaze forward, step or float your feet to touch top of the mat. Inhale, arms high. And inhale, palms to your chest, Samasthiti. Come back to your intention. Is there an opportunity to give compassion to yourself right now? Have any thoughts come in, especially when we're doing an inversion or a balancing part of judgment? And if so, can you just to visualize your soul, that innermost you, give it a little hug and just be like, you know, I apologize for being mean to you, babe. I got you. We're in this together. Take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale, arms high, Tadasana. Final sun A, exhale, back bend. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Deep breath in, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your palms, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Beautiful. We're going to start to slow it down. So you could move your playlist to the song that starts with a K. And then we're going to go for a full fire log pose. So grab the outside, or bring the right foot rather, parallel with the top of the mat, the shins parallel with the top of the mat, and then create some swings with the left foot. And then create some baskets and go side to side. And then left foot on top of the right knee. Sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, just stay here for a moment. If you try to push your hip to be more open, it's going to push back. Resistance breeds resistance. If you just let it be chill, that it's like this, and you flood it with oxygen, your muscles start to know they're safe after about 60 to 90 seconds. And little by little, you start to create more space. So inhale up nice and tall. And as you exhale, hinge from the hips with a long back forward. Maybe this is enough, or inhale, open tall. And exhale down and forward, let the head hang heavy. So fascia, that tight part of the tissue that you feel in your hip right now, it's like a super glue. And it exists between the joints. And the thing is, we don't open it all at once. But when you breathe and you stretch, it's like millimeter by millimeter. With a continued practice, you start to create more space. Until maybe a year down the road, you blink and you're doing something you never thought your body could do. And self-love, self-compassion, it's the same. You don't make a huge shift in one moment. Maybe some people do, but the more reliable way that you can feel really proud of and is sustainable is millimeter by millimeter without forcing. All you have to do is commit to showing up. Slowly press yourself back up onto your palms, come onto the forearms and take some bicycles. Come back through the center. Right foot is parallel with the top of the mat. Right away, I like to just remove the flesh from my right sit bone and then begin to do those little swipes with the left foot. And then draw a little basket. And then bring the left foot to the top of the right knee. Your sides are going to be different. That's totally cool. This side's definitely a lot higher for me. Inhale up nice and tall. Exhale, come down. Woo. Inhale, tall. Every inhale, so the belly's going to want to crunch down into the hips, which actually causes pinching right here. So you want to engage the core. To inhale long, using your core to lift up long, and then keeping the core engaged and keeping long. Then you come down and forward so that you're already beginning with space between the belly and the hips. And then every inhale, undulate the spine up and longer. And then every exhale, soften. Big breath in. Big breath out. Turn up the volume of your breath. Ujjayi breath is the mouth is sealed, and then you're making an oceanic sound. You're hugging the breath with your throat as it comes in and out. It's like you're massaging your heart and lungs. Inhale. Exhale. Bring yourself back up to a seat. Come onto the forearms. Beautiful. Come up to a seat. Remove the flesh from your sit bones once again. And then bring the feet nice and long. Palms up to receive and come down onto your back. Right foot up and around the rib cage. Give it a little squeeze for wind removing pose. Flex the right foot, flex the left foot. And then allow the left palm to guide the knee across the body. Open the right arm wide like a wing. Now your right shoulders probably come up. So readjust both shoulders flat in order to preserve the integrity of your anatomical structure and ensure that the stretch is genuinely coming from the hips instead of tweaking or pulling something in your neck or your thoracic spine that doesn't want to be pulled. Create more space by deepening and softening the breath at once. Let's breathe together. Inhale. Soften, exhale. Come back through center. Straighten the right leg. Point and flex the toes and press out of the heel a lot and then bring it all the way down. Nice. Inhale, left leg up and around. Give it a little squeeze. The right leg descends, or give a little pressure to your ascending colon, which is meant to be good for digestion. And this, once you feel a little pinch, that's how you know it's massaging your descending colon. And then allow the right palm to guide the left knee across your body. Use your elbows to reposition yourself so that both of your shoulder blades are on the mat. Open the left arm long. Moving your spine forwards, backwards, from side to side to realign your spinal cord to neutral. Come back through to center, flex the left toe high. Press out of the heel a lot and try to make it longer than the right as you bring it down. Nice. Engage your belly, and we're going to do a double breath sit-up. So we're going to inhale. One exhale, sit straight up. Second exhale, come to touch your toes. So it goes inhale. Nice. Keep the toes up nice and long. Remove the flesh from your sit bones. Inhale, arms high, and then fold forward for a lower back release. Bend your knees as much as you need to grab the toes. And then you can start to shift the tailbone back. Avoid a curved over spine like this. Bend the knees as much as you need to so that the spine stays straight. The stretch here is meant to come as if you're just folding in half one day. Just a hip hinge, and now the front half of your body lays on the bottom half. So the flat back is really important. Three more rounds of breath here. And slowly uncurl back up, vertebrae upon vertebrae. Find a seated position. We end our practice with some Tai Chi today. We're going to play with some energy. So what you're going to do is the chakras start here at your root, which are just kind of spinning energy centers in your body. We've got safety, security, creative energy, confidence, love space, heart, clear communication, intuition, and your connection with the whole. And so we're imagining we're taking that self-compassion, which is honestly, it's a root chakra. It's a safety, security, grounding. It's the thing from which everything else is born. We're taking that all the way up through the body, that biggest love you have for anyone or anything in your life. And then instead of, like in our normal life, we're always giving it away, right? We're like, friend, partner, I've been guilty of that, romantic partner, coworker, whoever, until we're depleted, right? Because each day, at least in Eastern medicine, they say to envision you have like a little backpack and you have so many golden orbs of like goodness to give out for your day, depending on how much you fill yourself up. That's why sometimes someone can come to you for something and you're like, oh, I just want to give to you. I feel so good. And then sometimes someone can come to you and you're like, you feel like your wrist has been opened and you're like, ugh. So this is a practice in like filling that backpack for ourselves up, filling our channel with all of our love and our magic instead of just giving it away. Like everything in nature and our universe is symbiotic, giving and receiving. It's actually insane to think that we would operate outside of that. So the palms go straight up. And then when you lift, engage the biceps and envision just pulling all of the energy up as you slowly inhale. All of your goodness, all of your love. Maybe even think of someone who makes you like my little niece, Asa. You just tell she's like famous now, but I love her. so much. It's easy for me to tap into that feeling when I think of her. So palms up, inhale. All of your goodness, all of your love, all of everything good that you've got. Inhale, 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 inhale. Hold at the top, tuck the chin down. Flip the palms down, and as if you're washing a bucket of water over yourself, open mouth, exhale. Bathe yourself in it. Flip the palms up. Inhale all of the goodness up. Inhale, 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 inhale. Flip the palms down. Exhale. Wash all of your love, your goodness over yourself. Be here. I'm here. Now I'm here. One more time. Flip the palms up. Inhale. Good, compassion, open, curious, love, there for others, exuberance, joy, life, connection. Hold the breath. Flip the palms down. Exhale. Wash your body with your own magic. Close your eyes. Beautiful. And then let yourself lay down into your final Shavasana. Arms long, legs long. 2 minutes here just for you. Self-love and self-compassion are the same thing. And you are no less deserving of it than any other being on the planet. And just by showing up and filling your own cup, you are changing the world. You can't give in any sustainable or authentic way that which you do not have. And so especially for service-oriented people, healers of any kind, teachers of any kind, I mean, we all are, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, we're all sharing and giving. That's how humans thrive. We're learning that in COVID-19 right now, aren't we? We're learning in a deeper way how important community and connection is, how when we work together, we rise. So this is sacred, sacred work, not only for you, but for the collective. And rest, instead of going on to the next thing, allow the Shavasana to be an opportunity to know that you've already done the hard thing. You've sweated, you've got uncomfortable with your body, you've got synovial fluid moving through your joints to break up scar tissue for long-term health. You have endorphins flowing through your body, training your brain and your body to feel good. And now you get to rest and receive. Receive, receive, receive. Everything that you created. Can you almost envision the oxygen swirling around in your heart, your lungs, your arms and legs? Can you almost envision little balls of light? I envision them almost like little swirls, little lightning bugs moving in my heart, moving in my hands and my legs. And it's kind of like that feeling when we are engaged in life, right? like your soul's alive, and you're here tending that, and you can feel it awake and multiply and to grow and feed you just by quieting down and giving that love and compassion to yourself. Take a big breath in. Take an easy exhale. Beautiful. And then gently wiggle into your fingers and toes. Take a nice full body stretch, arms high overhead. And roll yourself to a fetal position and then up in your own time to a seat. And bring your palms to your heart. Let a little smile come across your face. Bring your palms to your forehead, that center, that part of you that knows without words. And say to yourself, I trust myself. And it's from this place that we acknowledge that similar place in each other, that space of clarity that knows truth. And we bow to each other and ourselves. Namaste. Beautiful. So a little bit of a journaling prompt. You guys, I would love it if you're live to just write it in the chat. And if you are not live, write it in the journal. So what came through for you in this class? And then share 5 things you love about yourself. Make at least 2 of them physical. Honestly, because both can be triggering, and depending on who you are and which side of the scale you go to, one is going to be more uncomfortable than the other. So take a moment, journal it now. If you're in the live group, write it into the chat. And then I will be back in just one moment. All right, and you guys can, I'm going to read a couple of these out. And if you guys are on the live call, grab a bowl and put some water in it. And I'll show you guys, we'll do a little heart bath ritual before we close out today. So,
can you say the 5 things we're supposed to talk
5
about
things
ourselves?
that you love about yourself.
Okay. And 2 have to be physical, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will start. 5 things that I love about myself. I really love my boobs, if I'm being honest. I do. I love I love my nails. They always grow really quick and healthy. I love my empathy. I feel like that's amazing. I love my connection with source energy, with like life, and how easy that's always been for me. And I love my connection with, I love how I love other women a lot, and that I've always been one to lift other women up. So do we have anybody brave enough to give one example that's in the live class? Okay, I've got one. Lindsay says, oh, I maybe shouldn't have said your name. Is that okay? Lindsay says, what came through to me today is extreme gratitude for this practice and for my dedication to showing up in this way, for growth, presence, and inner strength on a daily basis. And 5 things I love about myself: self-discipline to practice these forms of self-love and spiritual growth daily. I love my openness, my skills and modalities of service, my eyes, my appreciation and connection for nature and all there is. Kisila, 5 things I love about myself: my positivity, my smile, my Cindy Crawford beauty mark, my ability to adapt quickly, my sense of adventure. I'll read one more on here. Leah, 5 things I love about myself: my hair, my eyes, empathy, my connection to animals, my love for the outdoors. You guys are amazing. Lena, things I love about myself: my hands, my bum that I'm carrying, taking chances even when shitting myself, trying out new things, showing up for myself. You guys are fabulous. So if you don't have it right now, you can do this later, but we're gonna do a heart bath. I'm doing it in a cup because that feels right to me today. But usually I'll use like a big white or clear bowl, like a soup bowl, and then put some water in it. This is a very powerful, simple ritual to love yourself. So basically, a lot of reason why ritual is important and why it's so powerful is because your brain goes to whatever you practice going to. You know, that's why gratitude is so important. If you practice gratitude, it's like your mind starts looking for gratitude everywhere. That's why if you want to buy a blue car, you start seeing blue cars everywhere. It's like whatever your attention is on, you start seeing more of that. So rituals are important because it's a symbol of something outside of your mind that kind of brings you back to that thought. And so it's a little bit of a cheat. You know, you could look at it from a spiritual place, this very witchy, esoteric place, and I love that. But also you can look at it from a neuroscience place of like, this is a physical representation of something you want to practice having your mind do automatically. And the way you practice your mind doing something automatically, which is a habit, is by continuing to do it. It's almost like when you start firing new neurons down a new neuron pathway, when they first start doing a new thought, it could be like self-compassion, self-love. It feels weird because you're not used to it. And then the pathway starts to get like a little bit trodden down until it becomes an easy pathway that your neurons just go that way. So this heart bath is a way to just connect with yourself each day. So fill the bowl or the cup with water. And I like to bless the water. So the bowl is your chest, your heart space, and the water is your heart, your soul, however you want to say it. And then you bring your hands to the side of the bowl or the cup and start to tune into how water is what most of our body is made up of. How water holds memory. how water has been studied scientifically, and water molecules under a microscope, besides people making love, turn into beautiful snowflakes. And water studied under a microscope by people like fighting and angry fractures. So in that way, it's like energy, it's not just a pretend thing. It's something that now we are able to see is real, and how big it impacts water and how much of us is water. This is important. Keep your hands here. Envision your beautiful heart, everything that your soul is made up of, and bless this water, this sacred vessel outside of yourself. And then place it somewhere that can retain sunlight through the day. I like doing that just because I feel like life is nourishing it. And then take one or two things each day that you see outside in nature, which also helps you remember to go outside, and make an offering to your heart. Like, I see you, I tend you. Especially in times like this when loneliness can come in, or you have a heartbreak, or even if you're just happy. So I have this white rock, because I like white rocks, and it was outside this morning. And I give this to my heart as an offering. And I offered these blades of grass, this new growth from spring that's just starting to come in, as an offering to my heart. And then I'll put this on my window, and tomorrow I'll add something else. And I would love to see photos of you guys' heart baths. If you take a picture and tag it, post it in Tag Window Adventures, I'll share it. Beautiful. If you guys are doing the YouTube session, I'm going to close up now. If you're in the live session, we're going to chat and connect a little. So ending the yoga part of our practice. Namaste. Thank you guys. Goodbye.